Hi, it's me again, and it's letter time from TV licensing. An interesting one today because it's a 2-for-1 deal. They've doubled up. That was about 2 months ago, and that one was about 2 days ago. And they both look exactly the same to me. So I'm going to crack them both open, see if they are different. If they're not, we'll just talk about it anyway. Because if I've got these, there's a possibility that someone out there watching this has got these and might be a bit concerned. So I'll go through, I'll let you know everything you need to know about these letters and what you need to do about it, if anything. Right, let me open these. Yeah, I've definitely had these ones before, and I've definitely talked about them on the channel before, so I'm not going to bang on for ages here, but in case while you're watching it, we've got to go through it, right? So this one was dated 10th of July 24, and this one was dated 30th of October 24. And as you can see from the amount of gaffer tape I'm having to use now, they started to print your address in lots of different parts or personal details or anything on lots of different parts of it in the hope that one of us YouTubers who talks about it misses something and they can clock it and then they know where we live. I bet they'd love to know where I live by now. I bet they would. Right, so this is an official notice, not an unofficial notice. No. This is an official notice and my status is under investigation. Scary stuff, isn't it? Now, if you've stopped paying your TV license recently, either because you can't afford it or a political stance or you just don't see why you should, we'll go through it because you might have got this and you're like, uh-oh, could be in trouble here. Go through it. Please read carefully. I will. TV licensing. I'm going to read this carefully. You are breaching the Communications Act of 2003 if you do not have a TV license to cover you for watching or recording live TV on any channel, anything on BBC iPlayer. I still dispute this anything on BBC iPlayer part, but it's another discussion for another day. Right at the top, one thing I'm always digging them out for, and I'm always saying it, that why can't you say, why does it have to start at the top, being scary and everything? Why can't you say at the top, do you need a television license? That's pretty close to do you need it, because that's fair dues. So if you watch or record anything as it's being broadcast on a proper TV channel, you need a license. If you watch BBC iPlayer, you need a license. If you don't do any of those things, you stick to Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, YouTube, the free ones, ITVX, all four, all of that. You don't need a license. I reckon you can watch about 90% of the stuff you watch anyway, but without a license. You're just going to miss some BBC stuff. So banging that at the top, fair dues. Fair dues. Can't complain about that, but let's see, because it's going to get shitty and it's going to boil my piss. It's going to happen. As we still have no record of a TV license at this address, because I don't have one, because I don't legally require one, because I don't do any of those things above. By law, no doubt, we have no option but to continue with our investigation. Okay, this investigation, I've lived at this place for 18 months. I get a letter every month and I'm in various stages of investigation. I'm under investigation. I'm investigation pending, investigation imminent. You are now under investigation. I get all this shit every single month. Various different stages of this investigation. These letters are still addressed to the legal occupier. What's going on with this investigation? It's not hard for a proper investigator, someone who knows what they're doing, to find out the name of the person who lives at an address. Really easy in my case, because I live in a block of flats, and on my buzzer in the entrance hall, next to the number of my flat, is my name. So if they just popped round for a chat, they would now know my name. That's how good this investigation is. Over 18 months, just at this address. I mean, my previous addresses, I've been doing this for like 10 years, but just at this address, I haven't done no license needed. I haven't told them I live here. They have no idea that there's anybody even in this flat. Their investigation still hasn't discovered my front doorbell. You should now expect a visit from enforcement officers in your area. Oh, so now there's multiples in my area. Why should I be scared of that? Why should I be scared of a visit from your enforcement officers? TV licensing. You may call them enforcement officers. I know different. I know they are door-to-door salesmen trying to get a commission. And I also know how to deal with them. And if you don't, this is how you do it. Do not be scared of these people. They are door-to-door salesmen. If one knocks on your door, even if you're being completely legit like me, I haven't had a license for 10 years because I legally don't need one. So I've got nothing to hide from these people, but I still would never talk to them. If one knocks on your door, you open it and go, "You all right? Who are you?" "Hello, I'm from TV licensing." "Come off." "No, thank you, mate." Close the door. If you've got a video doorbell, even easier. Just shout through, "Who are you?" They'll identify themselves, say, "No, jog on, mate. Not interested." And that's that. They can't, like, say you open the door to them, they can't put their foot in the door to stop you closing it. Once you've closed the door saying, "No, thank you, mate," they can't keep banging on it. That's harassment. They have no powers. They like to pretend a bit, some of them, like they're police or bailiffs or something with some authority, with some power. They dress in that kind of manner. They're not. They're door-to-door salesmen. "No, thank you, mate." Shut the door. They may ask you to sign something. They may ask if they can come into your property. Don't give them the chance to ask. "No, thank you, mate." Shut the door. If you sign something, you don't know what they're going to fill out after the fact. Do you? You let them into your property. How do you know they're really a TV license enforcement officer? They might show you an ID badge. Do you know what a pucker one looks like? I don't. I've been doing this 10 years. I couldn't tell you what a pucker TV license enforcement officer's ID badge looks like. Why would you let a stranger into your property? And if you do, they will try and stitch you up. No. No one comes into your property without an invitation. "No, thank you, mate." Shut the door. That is the end of their investigation. There is no other way you can get into trouble. Sadly, there's a lot of prosecutions every year. And the only way these prosecutions come about is by a visit from an enforcement officer who's kept that person talking and they've dropped themselves in it. If everybody who's visited by an enforcement officer went, "No, thank you, mate," and shut the door, there would be zero TV license prosecutions every year. None at all. None. If enforcement officers find evidence of illegal TV viewing, how are they going to do that? We're not going to talk to them. We're not going to let them in. So they won't find any evidence. But let's carry on. You could be interviewed under caution in accordance with national criminal law, which could lead to prosecution. Now, they put that in. They word it like that, and they put that in to sound like they have some level of authority, don't they? Does that not sound authoritarian to you? You could be interviewed under caution. That's a police thing. That's a police thing. It's not. Anyone can interview anyone under caution if you understand the rules of starting it, which I don't. Go see Black Belt Barrister or something for that. With national criminal law, so they drop criminal law in to make you feel like a criminal, which could lead to prosecution. Again, sounding like they have some authority, some power. They don't. The maximum penalty is a criminal conviction, and you may have to pay a fine of up to £1,000 plus any legal costs and/or compensation. Yeah, they always drop the £1,000 maximum fine in. I've been doing this a long time, as many of you know. I've never once heard of it. I've never once heard of this £1,000 maximum fine actually being given out. The average fine, if you look at them all, it's about 150 quid. Some fees on top, but the fine itself, about 150 quid. To stop a visit to my address, I can buy a TV license, funny that, or tell us you don't need a TV license, which gets my back up a bit, right? I understand you want to sell me a license, but I don't have to tell you I don't need one. I can, and I used to preach it. It was my thing. I always used to say, tell them you don't need a license. It's called a no license needed declaration. Lasts 2 years. For some reason, it lasts 2 years. Don't know why. And they'll leave you alone. They won't. I've changed my mind on it completely. What it doesn't say here is I can buy a license, I can tell them I don't need a license, or, third option, which is the one I choose to do now, ignore them completely and have no contact with them at all. I'm not going to tell you I don't need a license, I'm not going to reply to your letters, and I'm not going to interact with one of your goons if they do happen to knock on my door, which they haven't in 8 years, something like that. I don't have to tell them anything. I'm perfectly legally sitting in my house. My TV is behind you there. I could put that on at any time and I could watch a bit of Netflix. I could put that on at any time and I could chuck all 4 on and watch a bit of that. as long as it's not live or I'm watching stuff on BBC iPlayer. I don't have to tell them, and you don't have to tell them, and you shouldn't. You shouldn't tell them. Please get in touch now to stop this investigation. To stop this investigation, which is going so well, I'm still legal occupier. You still don't know my name. You still haven't knocked on my door. All these threats, it's got to be bordering on harassment. One of these every month must be bordering on harassment. It has to be. Right? And how many times are you going to threaten to come round, threaten to investigate me, and you still haven't done it? So not only are you scummy people, you're bloody liars as well. Investigate me. You still don't know my name. We can help check if you need a TV licence and choose the best way to spread the cost if you need one. If you don't need a licence, we will, of course, stop our investigation. There's the killer point right there. If you don't need a licence, we will, of course, stop our investigation. I don't need a licence. Can you please stop your investigation now, please? All right, quick recap then, because I went off on a tangent again. I always do that with these letters ones. If you've got that letter and you're new to all this and you don't understand the rules, okay, you can tell them you don't require a licence doing the no licence needed declaration. It will last for 2 years. It will cut down on the shitty letters. You're going to get a visit if you do that because they know you want to talk to them. They know you interact with them. And they reckon 1 in 10 people do it wrong, so they pop round to check. I've done it twice, the no licence needed declaration, when I was new to this. Both times I did it, I had a visit within a week. Since I stopped doing it, I haven't had a visit in 8 years. So you can do it if you want. But the rule is here, don't watch or record anything as it's being broadcast. Don't access BBC iPlayer. And never, ever, ever talk to them when they knock on your door. No good can come from it. Have a look on this channel. I've got a playlist of goon visits, some good ones and some bad ones about how to talk to them. Also, down below in the description is the link to a video which will tell you everything you need to know, what you can and what you can't watch. As I say, I only watch about 90% of the stuff you'd watch anyway without a telly license. So give that a bit of a look. And I hope I've set your mind at ease if you're one of the people that got that letter, stumbled across this video because you're a bit worried about it and looking for some advice. Let me know your thoughts on all of this down in the comments below. Way down there, leaving your comment, hit the link, watch that video, hit all the buttons and everything as well, subscribe, like, all of that. You know, it helps out and it helps other people find the video. And also, if you do all that, I might get to see you in another video again soon, won't I? Ta-da.